Yeah, or so she can fly. Anything you want to tell us, Mom?
Really? Okay. All right. Let's stay focused. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Kidding. My mom's awesome.
This is Father Son Galaxy. I am Kerwin. This is Keith. We are here to talk about episode 5 of Agatha All Along. This was a good episode.
Yes, it was the best in the series so far.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I like this one. Okay. Some surprises at the end. All right. Ready? Okay, let's go. Agatha All Along, episode 5. Darkest Hour. Wake Thy Power. Yes. Directed by Rachel Goldberg, written by Laura Monti. All right. So we get a flashback to Salem, Massachusetts. We saw this in the Wanda series, WandaVision.
Yes.
Okay.
Her mother somehow got the entire coven to turn on Agatha, and they decided to kill her. But Agatha is so powerful, so she just, takes their power.
Yep. And kills everyone.
Yep.
Right. But
never let them know your next move. That's the ultimate Uno reverse card. Kill the killers.
Yes.
That's a Dexter move. Don't ask me how I know that.
But they come back to haunt her. Well, okay, so apparently these people are called the Salem Seven.
Yeah, right? Or their kids are called the Salem Seven.
Right, exactly.
So
that's the point.
And she's like, hey, everybody, the moral of the story, finish what you started. Mercy's overrated. Everyone pack up your stuff. We gotta go.
Right.
So the Salem Seven are after Agatha, obviously, because, she killed their parents. So they want her to, join them.
Yeah. So these are the children of the mothers that were killed hundreds of years ago.
Yes.
All right. And they're called the Salem Seven. We saw them. They were kind of like black cloaked figures standing outside Agatha's front door in episode 2.
Yeah,
right?
They look kind of stupid, though.
Right.
Well, I can barely understand what they're saying. They're like, bring us Agatha. Like, can y'all speak like normal people?
Well, they're probably hundreds of years old.
Yeah, I know, but Agatha's also hundreds of years old, and she doesn't talk like she has a voice box.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. All right, so they're back. So apparently they somehow got onto the Witch's Road.
Because they didn't close the door.
Right. So who left it open? Do you recall?
I'm pretty sure the last one in was Agatha.
Ooh, okay, that's interesting. I don't think she would have let them out. I don't think she would have let them in purposely.
Yeah, because you remember the door sealed afterwards.
Yeah,
just turned it to concrete.
Right.
I don't know how that would have happened. I don't know how they got in.
Okay.
But they got in.
All right. So the Salem Seven, they're after the coven. Agatha says, let's hightail out of here. Let's go. But they realize they're gaining fast, and they have to figure out.
And they're cornered.
What is the best way to get away from them? And they come up with brooms.
It wouldn't be a witch show without them riding brooms.
Right.
And so they all grab a bunch of random sticks, tie some leads to them, spin in a circle, speak some Latin, and start flying. Yeah.
Now, what was interesting, Lilia mentioned about brooms, like it's for some reason witches are connected to brooms. This is like a stereotype.
Yeah,
right?
It's like
so what this was very interesting. What she said: brooms have been co-opted by the holiday industrial complex as an absurd emblem of our culture. Worse yet, they're an obvious symbol of female domesticity. All right,
that's a lot of big words.
Yeah, it's a lot of big words. But in other words, she think it's wrong to have witches associated with brooms, like warlocks or men who are considered witches. We don't think of them riding a broom.
Yeah, but we don't think of warlocks, period.
Unless you're Harry Potter,
Well, they're not really witches or magicians, sorcerers.
Okay. Anyway. All right. So this is actually a very nice shot. Now, I know, look, it's Disney Plus.
It's goofy, So, it's got that. It's better than Black Widow,
Not that it's goofy, but, they don't have the special effects budget to really pull it off. But
it wasn't bad. I don't really care about the special effects as long as they don't look like The Flash.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, to me, it was shot. Well, it was. I don't know if they had a filter or they actually shot it in the dark, or it looks like it was shot inside a studio. But they darkened the lights, of course, because you can get away with some visual effects in the dark that you can in the light. So they took off with their brooms, and it's pretty cool. It's fun to watch because you can tell Agatha, especially, she is just having a great time riding this broom. And then you have Teen. He's never,
he's just flying.
He's never taken off on a broom
he's
before.
He's holding on for dear life.
Yeah, but he gets it. So they're all off flying. And then you hear Ro, with her witch laugh in the background, and she's having a blast.
She's probably mentally ill.
Right. Well, she is. She's special. She's something about her. She loves what she does. Apparently, she's not phased by.
She's the best at what she does, and what she does is not very nice.
She's not phased by the things that take place there. Okay, and I don't know if you picked up on this, but did you see the witches pass over the moon?
Yeah, like E.T.
Like E.T., right? Yeah, that was pretty cool. Like that shot of E.T. and Elliot taking off and flying across the moon. So that was pretty cool. But it ended, all right, because on the other side, there is one of the Salem witches. She breaks their fall, and they drop to the floor, and now there's another house. Yes. They run inside the house, and all of a sudden now it feels like we're back in the 80s.
Yeah, like some goofy Stranger Things costumes.
Yeah, it felt like teenage slumber party type.
Let's have a slumber party. Use a Ouija board.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what it felt like. I hated
Ouija boards. It feels like...
Boy, you're going ahead. Okay, go ahead.
But it feels like such a stupid thing to do. Like, let's try to summon the devil.
Yeah, well, these Ouija boards have been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah. Also, now that I think about it, a lot of horror movies would be avoided if people just didn't touch magical things that they know are dangerous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look.
Like the ring.
I've never used a Ouija board. I don't believe in it.
And I also do not plan on doing it ever.
Yeah. But it's fun to watch it, on
children, listen.
It's fun to watch it on television. It was, so let's talk about this scene. So they come into the house, they're dressed in their 80s garb. Like I said, it felt like a slumber party. And they're in a cabin that looks like something out of a horror movie. So they find a Ouija board, okay?
Yeah.
Teen reads the instructions. So here we go. So the clock strikes, the clock starts.
Another half hour.
Right. And here are the rules. 1, do not use alone.
Don't
2,
speak over each other.
3, do not taunt the spirits.
4, don't ask about death.
All right. 5, always end your session with goodbye.
And 6, do not under any circumstances remove your hand from the planchette. If you do so, a spirit will be released.
Okay. Now, all 6 of these rules are going to be broken.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Not only do they seem to have an inability to follow simple rules like that, talking over each other, the only rule they didn't break was using it alone. Mm-hmm. Now that I think about it. And, the first thing they do, or the first thing Agatha does, is pretend to be Mrs. Hart.
She's
looking around like, when I was looking at Facebook conspiracy theories and making casseroles and planting in my garden.
Yeah.
She made a mockery out of a dead woman.
And you know what? I couldn't tell if they were using the actor's voice coming out of Agatha, or was it...
I think that might have been an impression.
Or was it Catherine Hahn's impression? I think you're right.
It was pretty good, though.
Yeah, she was pretty good. She sounded like Mrs. Hart. And then everybody realized, okay, sit down, Agatha. Well, okay, what's that thing that you use to move around on the Ouija board?
The planchette.
Okay, so the planchette. So again, you can't take your hands off of it.
Yes,
right?
Because if you do, it'll release the spirit.
Right. So, of course, the first person who takes her hands off of
Lilia.
it is... Was it Lilia? Okay, I thought it was
with the Mrs. Hart thing.
Oh, okay,
right. Hands off.
Got it, right. And that's when Agatha pretended she was possessed.
Agatha got possessed.
Okay.
And then she joked around and found out when she actually got possessed.
Yeah, right. Okay, so it happened again, and they're all going around in circles, and now they're not in control of this planchette or whatever you call it. And then they
Agatha
all
took
let
her
it go.
Hands off.
Right.
She was the first one, though.
Yeah.
And then she gets possessed.
And then you didn't see The Exorcist. I don't know if you ever heard of
a movie
called The Exorcist. Yeah. I don't think I will.
Nightmares for the rest of my life.
will ever watch that movie ever again. But if you look at the makeup that she has on, it just reminds you of Linda Blair with the makeup on, and she does this thing where she bends over backwards and she starts crawling on her hands and feet
backwards.
Yeah,
it's really weird.
Yeah,
it's like reverse crab walking.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is.
I used to do that, like bend into a table and then just start approaching people.
You did that?
Yeah, I would do that to y'all. Just do that and then just tilt my head at a weird angle and just start running.
Okay, all right. Anyway, but so that's what happened. Pretty interesting visual effects. Pretty cool.
Like the Ring. They did that there too, I think.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
so,
that's such a stupid horror movie concept. Watch this tape and you'll die in 7 days. Don't watch it.
So the coven is trying to find Agatha, and all of a sudden she just disappears. Okay, and then the spirit. And we're talking about this spirit. Don't taunt the spirits. Or if you, under any circumstances, remove your hand from the planchette, the spirit will be released. What spirit was released? It was the spirit of Agatha's mom. All right.
Mm-hmm. And Evanora Harkness.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that is her name.
That literal witch.
Right. She warns the coven that in order for you to complete this trial, you have to punish Agatha.
Yeah. Okay. And then she's like, well, you know what? I'll let y'all all go on, but on the one condition that you let me keep Agatha, and I will punish her. Right. I find it kind of weird that this witch lady is upset at her daughter for killing her in self-defense when she got like 7 other witches to gang up on her and try to kill her. That seems kind of evil.
Well, according to the mother, she claims that Agatha was evil when she was born. And she wanted Agatha dead, from a very, very early age. Yeah. It's a horrible thing to hear from a mom, talking about a child like that. And you can tell that it impacted Agatha, because Agatha was, asked her mother, well, why do you hate me so much? They never
said, you were born evil.
Yes. Yeah. Well, why do you hate me still is what she said. So mother possesses Agatha, she, like her spirit runs into Agatha's body, and, this evil Agatha comes out. Alice, the protection witch, she does what she's supposed to do. She's trying to save Agatha from her mother. So she uses her superpowers. And you're going to have to remind me, how did Alice get her powers back? Is it because of the last week's trial? Like she earned her powers?
I don't know.
Okay.
I never thought she lost them. Like she wasn't on the road to get them back. She was on the road to figure out what happened to her mom.
Well, that's true. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
She's been a protection witch. Like, remember she cast that spell with the knife in the circle in her
That's true.
Puzzle?
Right. She right. You have a good point. Yeah. She had the powers. So this time she used it again to try to protect Agatha from her mother. So she was able to.
She killed the spirit.
Yeah.
And then Agatha killed her because, for funsies. She seemed to actually be enjoying that.
Well, okay.
And then she's like, oh, I can't control it. Which, that sounds like a cop-out. I don't know how you can't control killing somebody.
Well, you said for funsies, but do we know did Agatha, you think she did it intentionally?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that'll be up for debate. But she kind of did.
Yeah.
Well, either way, she killed Alice, and Alice had just saved her. And naturally, the whole team is pissed. And by whole team, I mean specifically Teen.
Yeah. Let me just stop and talk about this a little bit more. Because, okay. Yeah, just a little. So we know that Agatha, she's talked about it before. I don't think she's ever come out to say it in front of the other witches. But we know that Agatha's purpose for being on this road is to get her powers back.
Yeah.
And not only get her powers back, but actually take the powers away from the other witches and give it to herself, right? So it's like she just wants power. No matter where it comes from. She wants that power. Now, I don't think this was in the plans that she would take Alice's power the way she did.
Yeah, I mean, now that I think about it, it would have been kind of stupid for her to openly take Alice's power in front of the rest of the coven, who could probably take her on if they had their powers. I mean, 4 versus 1. They don't even... In fact, the only way Agatha could take their powers is if they actively use them on her. So if they just, throw hands, there's no problem with them taking out Agatha, because I highly doubt that Agatha could fight.
Yeah. So my point is, I don't think Agatha actually intended that to happen. I think she lost control of what was going on. Maybe it was just instinctual that, okay, well, I see her power. I'm going to take it. But I honestly don't think she was in control of her powers or in control of what she was thinking. So
disrespectful.
Yeah. Well, maybe maybe I'm being a little, I feel, sympathetic for Agatha, but I don't think she did it on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't seem to feel all that bad about it. She had a little smile on her face. She's like, you're so much like your mother.
Well, okay, you're jumping ahead.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's kind of what I do.
Yeah, but okay, well, let's talk about this, Alice. I don't think she did it on purpose. Okay, so let's move on. But you're right. Teen does get very upset.
Yeah.
Well, he's been upset.
Remember Nicholas Scratch?
Yeah, he's
Agatha's son.
Yeah.
He shows up.
What?
He shows up. He gets name dropped basically.
Okay.
He doesn't actually show up. The Ouija board spells it out.
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. Talking about Teen. Teen seems to be very upset throughout this entire episode. Like he's just been short-tempered with a lot of things that are happening. I think what it is, he's not happy that the witches are not getting along with each other.
Or that Agatha wouldn't give him a straight answer about did she sacrifice her son for the Darkhold?
Or that Mrs. Hart lost her life.
Yeah, due to the witch's inability.
Yeah,
or,
right.
Like, it's another question. It's like, is it either because she drank more than the rest of them, or is it because y'all decided to play Whisper Down the Lane?
Yeah. Regardless, she's gone. And I think that has impacted Teen. Okay? So now, Teen is trying to find a way for Agatha to let go of Alice and her powers, but she keeps absorbing. And you can see that the blood is just rushing, Alice's face. And
she was dead.
Yeah, I mean, she looked like the Emperor, like when he was, trying to get unlimited power or absolute power, whatever he said.
Unlimited power.
Yeah, from Mace Windu, and he goes out the window. But
anyway, I never really like. Is that because his face got melted?
Yeah, well, they never explained why he was deformed. Like maybe he just it just took so much out of him, like this energy.
I don't know. Maybe he's special.
It was never really explained. But anyway.
I don't know. It's iconic.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's the way he looks.
Also, fun fact, the Phantom Menace soundtrack, like that theme they played at the end of the movie?
We're talking Star Wars.
At the end of the movie, after the celebration when Qui-Gon died?
Yes.
It's a pitched up in a different key version of the Emperor's theme.
Yeah.
You knew that?
Well, yeah, we talked about that.
We did?
Well, not you and I, but, when we're going off topic. That was brought up. I was actually listening to a podcast where I think it was David Collins. David Collins is a sound designer, sound engineer. He's a musician. So I think I recall he did a session or talked about, how the celebration theme or the victory theme. I don't know.
That's pretty awesome.
That
they did that.
It is Palpatine's theme. And for years, I could not quite get it. But then when he played the two back to back, I understood. But anyway, that's Star Wars. So we're talking about Agatha. Okay, so Teen is very angry. So he's trying to figure out how to stop Agatha. Back. Right. So he goes back to the Ouija board and, it spells out Nicholas Scratch. And Nicholas Scratch is
Agatha's son.
Agatha's son.
Why does he have a different last name?
We will
never know.
So he yells out, Nicholas Scratch. And then everything stops. And then you hear a young boy says, Mommy, please stop. And then that's what stopped it for her. But it was too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was too late for Alice. She's gone.
Yeah.
Teen is very unhappy.
Yeah, because Alice was his friend. They were homies ever since the start of this episode.
Well, I think, I'm not saying that he has a stronger connection to Alice than the others.
I'd say so.
You think so?
Alice and Agatha.
Okay, because I think he adored Alice because of her mother. So again, Alice's mother is Lorna Wu, who was a witch, who was, the lead singer of this great rock band. So I
guess they were like Marvel's Beatles.
Yeah, and Teen's mother is a fan of Lorna Wu, right? So he is also a fan, which makes him a fan of Alice. So when Alice has died, he really felt it. He took it to heart. Agatha was going to come over and try to see what she can do, and he says, "Don't touch her." I mean, he was mad. Okay,
Yeah.
and we're saying he's mad because there's a reason why we're talking about his emotions, because it's going to turn into something a little bit later. All right. So
yeah, by a little bit later, we mean right now.
Yeah, a little bit later, meaning now. So, so there's always an exit out of the trial, right? Yeah. This time around, it looks like it's just an attic, the stairs to an attic.
Yeah.
So they climb up the stairs and out the door. So now they're outside, and Teen confronts Agatha, and he is furious, right? And he says, he accused Agatha directly. You wanted her power, Alice's power, to serve your own agenda. And then Agatha just stops. And just something on her face, again, Catherine Hahn, great actor. She just, like, this light bulb moment comes up, like, I know who you are type of thing, And she starts looking at him, and she, puts his chin up, and, she whispers to him and says, "It's so much like your mother." Ooh.
And then she walks away. She thought she was good. She thought that was cool. And then, Teen wasn't going to let that slide, though.
Exactly, right. She thought she still had this little boy wrapped around her finger.
She thought she had the sauce.
She says to him, "Come on, pet." And she walks off and turns her back. And then Teen does what?
Well, then Jen and Lilia grab her.
Right.
And they chuck her in the quicksand.
Well, okay. Now, Jen and Lilia grab Agatha. Why? Because
they're being possessed.
They're being possessed by Teen. Yeah.
Or should I say Billy?
Billy who?
I yelled that. We have neighbors.
Yeah, right.
Billy Maximoff.
Oh, boy.
As in Wicked.
All right. Let's talk about...
And then he throws Jen and Lily in the quicksand. I find it convenient that Rio just decided not to leave the trial.
Yeah, where was she still in the house, Rio?
I mean, I don't know. Knowing her, she was probably just trashing the place because she felt Christmassy.
It was very interesting. You're right that she was not there. So you know what? That tells me that she'll probably be the one to save them, right? Because they can't die. I mean, Lilia.
Well, yeah, the show's called Agatha all along. We have a couple more episodes.
Yeah, exactly. And we still need to see Lilia's trial. Well, meaning like, why is she on the road? We'll eventually find out why she's there.
You think we're gonna get Rio's trial?
I think so. Yeah, I do. Yeah. And, maybe the final episode would be Agatha, what she's going to do when she gets to the end of the road, who she's going to meet at the end of the road. You never know. Anyway,
so I'm losing my voice.
Okay, hang in there. All right, we're going to finish up. No. So the big reveal is Teen is confirmed to be Wiccan.
Which he knew.
Yes. I think it was
kind of telegraphed.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all knew that. I mean, even before, when we heard...
Yeah, like it was telegraphed through no fault of their own.
Yeah, I think it was just obvious, okay, this kid is special, right? So, is he Agatha's son? I doubt it. Could he be Wanda's son? That seems more likely, and that is the case. All right. So, and then what's nice is when he revealed himself, he has powers. These blue,
he had the crown.
Yeah, like these lightning bolts that are crackling in his hand. And he took care of the coven. And then you saw the crown, the same crown that his mother wears.
Yeah, but it's blue now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Billie Eilish, because why not?
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Billie Eilish. So You Should See Me in a Crown as the song to the final credits, to the end credits. All right, so let's talk about this. So who is Billy Maximoff? So Billy Kaplan is Wiccan, a superhero with magical powers who first appeared in the Young Avengers #1 in 2005. Billy is a reincarnate of William Maximoff, who is Wanda and Vision's son. Billy has a twin brother, Tommy, known as Speed. All right, so we know, if you remember in WandaVision, Wanda, it's very similar to what you find in the comic books, but Wanda conjured up this family, with she and Vision, and they had these twins. People always say two twins. It's twins. She has these twins, these two boys, Billy and Tommy, and we knew that at some point these two are going to become superheroes. So this is it. So this is Wiccan's appearance. Is there anything you want to add about it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. That's
Okay.
really cool.
Right. Well, what are we looking at? Because no one can see.
The crown.
The crown, yeah.
I want that. I want to put that in a glass case in my room.
Really?
That's kind of lit.
Okay, yeah. It's a blue crown. Okay.
Yeah, that's a nice strip. I should walk into school wearing that and see what happens.
Okay, that would be interesting. All right. Okay, so any idea what's going to happen in the next episode?
Absolutely. For one thing, Agatha's going to come back and she's going to be pissed.
At?
Team.
Okay.
Because, you just tried to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Jen, but Lilia should probably come back because we haven't seen her trial yet.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
This was one of the shorter episodes of Wanda, but
it was worth it though.
Short episode of Agatha, but there was a lot that took place. So I'm on board with this series. I'm enjoying it. You're enjoying it. We're watching it every Wednesday night, so we're having fun, hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Watching this, And again, this is not something I would watch on my own.
Why, you scared?
Well, no, that's not what I meant. I meant I'm not into, goblins and ghouls and witches type thing. I'm not really, it's not a horror series.
Yeah, it's not scary.
It's not scary. But still, this is something that I would usually pass on, but only because it's Marvel and it's Agatha. We know the characters and,
Yeah,
yeah.
For the Lord.
I'm really glad I'm watching this series. It's really cool.
Me too.
All right.
I am really thoroughly enjoying this.
Okay. All right. So we will be back for episode 6.
Yes.
Just to let you know, we have a couple of videos out there. One with Kyra Navarrete from Relatable Nerds. She and I discuss if we were in charge at Lucasfilm, what would we do? What projects would we green light? Or, so check that out. That is available on all the streams and on YouTube.
All the streams.
And then we also have an interview that I did with Chris Nashawati. Chris Nashawati, who is a former Entertainment Weekly film critic, and he wrote a book about the summer of 1982.
Yeah. Which was a massive blockbuster summer. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Go watch the video for more information.
Right. I know you were not there. I was. It was right up my alley. I was there. Loved the book.
I was in the shadows.
You were in the shadows. Okay. All right. So you were somewhere up there in the clouds, just, waiting for your time to arrive.
Sure.
Yeah. About 20 years later.
That got weird quick. Yeah. You mean 30?
Yeah. More than, okay. Yeah. It was a lot of time. Yeah. At least.
Yeah, it was a good long while.
Yeah, you were there for a long time. Yeah. But yeah, it's a fun read, especially if you were around and you were a fan of the films of 1982. Check it out. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. That is it for this episode. So Keith, where can people find us?
Go look. I'm kidding. You can find us wherever you get your podcast. Socials are Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Fathers of Galaxy. Website, fathersofgalaxy.com. Please check out our merch store, fathersofgalaxy.myspreadshop.com. And check out our Patreon page. Donate, patreon.com/fathersofgalaxy.
Yeah. And as we're waiting for Skeleton Crew in December, we got a lot of things going on. All right. So we, you and I were actually talking about some new content that we hope to drop prior to Skeleton Crew, because that's not until December.
Because we're built different.
Yeah. So, we got things going on. So we hope you will still continue to watch us when you can, listen to us. We enjoy this.
Yeah.
So, we can't wait to tell you what we have coming up. Okay. All right. But, we're still Star Wars. We'll always be Star Wars. We'll get back to talking about that galaxy. All right.